This is the biggest race of the season for 7 drivers here tonight. It's the Georgia 300 Atlanta, the final race of round 2, the cutoff to get into Homestead. 4 drivers advancing after today's race. On the pole is the 1 of Jay Jefferson. To his outside is the 33 of Steve Larker. Then 30 of Christian Parker. 4th is Hunter Powers, and rounding out the top 5 is Steve Morgan. Then 60 of Levi Shones. 7th is Justin Zidell. Then 8th of Jason Curl. Then he's going on to Homestead. One last race at Texas. Then Lord Delano and 9th and Isaac Nichols rounds out the top 10. The rest of the field is Code Luigi and Jonathan Rains. And then there's Joe Sandroge and Joe Jefferson. Then Tim Randolph and Alexander Rowe. Jake Galloway and Max Anderson. They have Roland Cook and Jonathan Beeford. Jeff Bright and John Gambit. Then Jason Larker and Luke Rainey. TJ Hanley and Eli Bright. They have Diego Yepez and Patrick Smith. John West and Roland Emmerich. They have Jose Fernandez and Wyatt Walker. Jim Gambit and Michael Ferris. Then Adam McDowell and Colton Yo. Alex Stewart and Michael Sanders. Then Gatlin Downey and Jennifer Buford. And finally rounding out the field, just Ethan the 23. Juan Garcia in the 19 will start 42nd to the outside of that 23 car. As your starting lap here at Atlanta, let's go on track side and get the command.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
All right, boys, pace and rhythm all day today. Driver's compartment, crew chief, pit crew. Pace and rhythm all day, that's all we need.
The penultimate race of the season, about to start here at Atlanta. Coming into this race, the 4 drivers that will be going on to Homestead. DeCurlin is locked in with his win. Alexander Rowe in the 82. Jennifer Buford in the 62. And then Michael Sanders in the 60. Just below the cut line. Justin Heath is 3 points below. Eli Bright's 5 below. And Levi Shones getting a victory, basically all but a victory. He's 27 points below the cut line. Jonathan Buford is 10 points below. Pace cars in. 30 laps at Atlanta. Let's get going with the green flag. We're racing. Jay Jefferson got a great start there, but now he's through on the top side. As Christian Parker went to the middle, Steve Morgan went down low. Jefferson bounced off to the wall a little bit there, but keeps it straight. Steve Morgan, the 99, to the race lead. Justin Zidell in the 6 coming. Lord Delano in the 66. And down the backstretch, every chaser wanted to lead lap here, get a bonus point. Chasers trying to get down to the bottom left there on the top side. Zidell in 3 and 4 has the advantage. Lord Delano pushing. Now Delano looks low, side by side. 3 by 3 in the pack. 3 by 3 up front. Here comes Jonathan Rains for the race lead into turn number 1. Jonathan Rains takes it. Here comes Joe Jefferson. Alexander Rowe's pretty comfortable right now in over the cut line, but he can never be too comfortable. A lap lead would be a bonus point. That could be huge for him. He's looking down the backstretch 3 wide. He wants that lap lead. Another driver that wants the lap lead is Jonathan Buford. He's 10 points below the cut line. Lap lead would be huge for him. Alexander rounds off turn 4. Jonathan Buford looks to the inside. To the stripe they come. Rowe leads the lap bonus point for that A2 car. Jonathan Buford with a good run into turn 1 though. If he can hold off that 38 and the 44, he's that shot to lead this lap and get that bonus point. I don't think it's gapping though. 38 looks inside. And with how big this pack is and how crazy it is, I would want to be on the bottom lane, be up front, because that big one can happen at any moment. And there's some chasers back there, 3 wide in the middle lane as well. Gambit to the race lead. Hanley looks low. Has a push from Roland Emmerich. Cars moving everywhere. 3 away for the race lead. Emmerich goes to the bottom lane. To the middle goes Alexander on the A2. Rowe's teammate, Wyatt Walker, to the 2nd position, the 81 car. Here comes Michael Ferris as well, and then 2 teammates, Adam McDowell and Michael Sanders. Sanders holds the cup spot as of now, but it's not by too much. Justin Heath is right there. Eli Bright's right there as well. So he has some competition for that cup spot. They round off a 4. Ferris looks inside. Now Michael Sanders takes his teammate 3 wide. Sanders to the bottom. He has a few chasers behind the 62 and the 23 are behind him. And that's kind of ironic how the 62 is just in. And Heath is just out, and he has to pass Sanders to make it in. Sanders looks down the backstretch. He wants the lap, but he wants that bonus point. But Jennifer Buford, will she keep him from it? Ferris trying to shut the door. Sanders is down there, and he has to run down low. Can he lead the lap? I think Sanders is going to do it. Lap led for the 60 bonus point. Now Heath wants to get up there and try and lead. Jeff Beeford looks low. Heath to the middle lane, gets back down line as Alex Stewart goes middle. Jennifer Beeford to the race lead off turn number 2. But just Heath is there. He looks inside. He wants to cancel out that bonus point, but the 60 got. He can do it right here into turn 3. Colton on the 2 pushing him. Juan Garcia in the 19 there as well. Through 3 and 4. Heath trying to get around, lead the lap. 4 wide. Hanley in the middle of it. McDowell making contact. And this could get ugly. Jake Galloway also in the 4 wide mess. They race off into turn 1. They're still 4 wide. 3 wide front contact into the wall. They save it for now. They save it. We're still green flag racing. 8. Oh, there they go. Backstretch. Cole Luigi gets tapped around. Does he save the car? They're wrecking with Jonathan Beeford, our chaser. Caution is out. Racing back. Downey with the race lead. Jim Gammett jumps inside to the stripe. Downey leads us back to the yellow flag. 4 wide. Just about. They're still 4 wide racing back. They were about 4 wide everywhere. And finally, the breaking point happened down the backstretch. They're all stacked up, trying to shuffle and get out of the way. And that's what happens, the big one. Well, not really the big one. We saw a pretty big crash, though. Cole Luigi got some pretty heavy damage. His day is most likely done. Jonathan Beeford, his chase chances are pretty much done. Jay Jefferson started on pole, and he has some pretty heavy front-end damage as well. Tough break for him. Winner of this race last season. And, oh, Joe Jefferson got some pretty heavy damage. Michael Ferris has that damage that we mentioned. There's the 38 of John Gambit. He has damage. That's some pretty heavy damage. Emmerich has some wall damage there. I'm trying to see how the chasers are. Alexander, I think, was fine. He might have gotten away. I believe everyone else might be fine in all this. So 4 wide, and it took out only a few cars. So caution out. Danny leads us back to the stripe. Just before the third way through the race. Let's see what happened. I saw McDowell and Hanley make some contact, and then Cole Luigi and others started piling in behind as they were trying to get out of the way. Let's see how this happened. So you'll see here down the front stretch, they are 4 wide. McDowell, Wyatt Walker, TJ Hanley, and Jake Galloway. And there's not enough room, but somehow these guys are able to save it. They're 4 wide right here. Hanley there's just not enough room. Nowhere for anyone to go. And right there, the 44 and the 16 make slight contact. The 44 down to 11, up into the 16, and then 18, they 1 get into the wall. They do a great job saving their cars. They get it going. But then Code Luigi's going to get tapped right here as the 18 comes off the wall. Buford trying to miss him. And the 32 down to Luke Rainey, and then, yep. 32 spins around with Jonathan Buford, chaser. And it's on from there. Joe Jefferson gets his damage right there. Wyatt Walker coming through, gets out on the brakes. But that is just such a tough break for the 32 and the 28. They were innocent bystanders and all this what happened. As I will go up ahead real quick, see this first thing. They did a great job saving their cars. The cars up against the wall, but really just nothing they could do once it came down to the pack. Right there, contact, into the wall they go. Here comes the 32 and the others into it now. And just not enough room there, and into the wall they go, and they spin around. 32 had saved right there, but then Code Luigi ends up getting wiped out by his teammate, and that's pretty much the end of Luigi's day, and pretty much the end of Jonathan Buford's day. Let's go on board with their chaser, Jonathan Buford. He was 10 points outside the cut line now with this front-end damage. I don't think he's going to be in contention to win. He's going to have to hope for some big crash to happen with chasers involved. It doesn't look that bad, but that front end damage is a lot, especially with that engine there. It could be killer for the race. And Code Luigi with so much damage on all 4 ends of that car. So Gatlin Downey led the field back to the stripe with the race lead. They are out in the racetrack still. Downey leads us back to the green flag. We're coming to take the green with 18 laps to go. Gatlin Downey is out front. All 42 cars still in the race after that crash, so drivers that stayed in it, they might be a little damaged, they might be a little slower, but they're trying to stay in it, get as many points as they can. Gatlin Downey out front for this restart in the 52. Jim Gambit is 2nd. John West in 3rd. Juan Garcia 4th. Steve Larker in 5th. Then Colton Yule in 6th. Jake Galloway 7th. Jeffrey Beefer in 8th. TJ Hanley 9th. And Alex Stewart rounds out the top 10. 2 drivers fighting to get in over each other. Justin Heath and Michael Sayers are 11th and 12th. Just behind them is Eli Bright. He's also fighting to get in a few points out. 16th. And James Curley wants another victory. He's 17th for this restart. Pace car in. Downey out front for the restart. Into the restart zone they come. Green flag back out. We're back racing. Single file for now. No one jumping out of line quite yet. I don't know if anyone jumped to the high side further back in the pack. I think that's the 05 going high. Jim Gammett looking inside already. Downey blocks him off though. And Gammett gets a little tight and has to let off. 52 gets a little gap down the backstretch. Now West. Whoa! Everyone pulled low on the 31. Everyone just left him out to dry. Now Garcia goes up there, but it's not the right move. John West has all the help down low. 89 to second. Gatlin Downey out front. Here comes the 4 of Jason Larker. The 2 of Colton Yo, the 11 of Jake Galloway. They're all getting a little closer down the front stretch, basically pushing each other. Jennifer Buford gets down line in front of the 23. The 88 coming up towards the front of Eli Bright. He needs points. Down the backstretch, Colton Yo takes it 3 wide for the race lead. Off into turn 3, they are 3 wide. Jake Galloway in the 11 is pushing Yo through. And here comes Justin Ethan, the 23, up towards the front. 4 wide again. Eli Bright, Jennifer Buford, 2 chasers in the middle of it all. This could end ugly again. Chaser Buford into some other cars. They're crashing. Eli Bright hard to the outside wall. Buford at the end also involved. And they're stacking them up. Shone's a chaser. Alexander Rowe a chaser. Jonathan Buford the chaser at the end, and Michael Sanders a chaser. The chase with an unexpected twist. Caution is out for a big crash. And that could end the chase chances for so many people. Back in the race lead, Colton Yo in the 2. Justin Ethan the 23 is second. And this could definitely propel him up into a chase spot. Halfway through the race, yellow is out. Eli Bright's day is possibly done. Jennifer Buford took a hard into the outside wall. Shones is done at 15. Buford's on pit road. Her day's done. Jonathan Buford. There's Michael Sanders with his damage. Alexander Rowe with his damage in the 82. He was so far above the cut line. He's trying to get every point he can. He could be safe even if he crashes and wrecks out here. So many cars with damage. And we're going to have about a 15-car race now. So many cars involved in that crash. They were 4 wide. There's just not enough room for that. Just after the restart, after the 4 wide mess that they had, they go 4 wide again. And about, I can't even name all the chasers involved. So let's see what happened. Caution number 2, about 4 or 5 chasers involved. They got 4 wide. Eli Bright makes a big move trying to get up here and lead a lapper, get by some of these chasers, and there's not enough room, as we mentioned. Jennifer Buford bounced off the 89 down to the 88, bounced off Eli, up into the 89, then the 62 gets down to the 88, and Eli had saved and then gets clipped up there, and then Jennifer Buford had saved and down he gets hit up into the wall hard, head on for Jennifer Buford, and that's going to end her night. Oh, and right there, the 7 got clipped and up into the pack. There's the 60 being involved, and so many cars compiling in, trying to get down to the bottom lane. Look at those cars taken to the high side. Jonathan Buford right there got clipped at the end, spins around. Let's look at this from a different camera angle in real time. Eli Bright took a hard hit. Jennifer Buford took a hard hit. The 7 up into the 15. 7 takes a hard hit. Jonathan Buford right there is going to get clipped, and he takes a hard hit. So he goes up and he slams the outside wall hard with his rear end. So many cars involved. We'll go on board with some of our chasers. Jennifer Buford in the 62. Had a great view of this. She goes head on into this outside wall. Let's go on board. Eli Bright knew he was going to have a great day here tonight, but he gets involved with heavy damage. His day is possibly done. Oh, he's lucky he didn't get hit there at the end and cause even more damage. See Jonathan Buford's hit from his onboard cameras. He had a miss and then got hit as he was going low. And this is, look at how he missed there, and this is possibly the end of a chase right there. If he would have missed it, he possibly could have gained the points he needed again. With the 60 having damage, with some of the others having damage, he could have been in a good position right there if he missed it. Michael Sanders in the 60 gets a little bit of damage from this. So he takes a wild ride. Right there he gets damage, and then right here his cars come off the wall and start coming up. He has nowhere to go and he gets hit pretty hard, but if he can stay in the race, he can definitely make the final round of the chase. And one more, Levi Shones knew he was going to need to win. He's in a bad position here. So in the middle of all, he had saved, and cars start coming up to the track in front of him. Oh, right, yeah, I think that's the A2 that wiped out the 7. And Shones took a pretty hard hit there. And then one final on board, the guy who came in with the biggest advantage over the cutoff, Alexander on the A2. Heavy damage, his day is possibly done. Man, so many chasers involved. Meanwhile, back to the start-finish line in front was the 2 of Colton Yo. He'll lead us back to the green flag as well. It's going to be with about 11 laps to go. We're coming back with 11 laps to go. Non-chaser Colton Yo is out front. In front of that crash, chasers have retired. Ed McDowell's out. Eli Bright, his chase is done in the 88. Jeffrey Buford, her chase is hanging in the balance as of now. The 4 of Steve Larker, the 9 of Jonathan Rains, the 7 of Isaac Nichols, the 15 Levi Schoens, his chase is done in the 89 of John West. Jim Gannon lap down, 33 cars on the lead lap. Alexander Rowe still on the racetrack. That's good for his chase chances. Jonathan Buford trying to get there ahead of the 62. He needs some more positions though. The 60 trying to stay in, but the 23 is there. This could be a madhouse to get 3rd and 4th spot in the chase. Up front, Colton Yo the 2. Just needs to finish in the top 20, and he'll probably advance. He's right now 2nd. Jake Galloway 3rd. Christian Parker 4th. TJ Hanley in 5th. Then Roland Cook, Laura Delano, Alex Stewart, Jose Fernandez, and Joe Sandrovich round out the top 10. Restart. 11 to go. Will they wreck again? Green flag back out. Colton Yo leading. He got a great jump there on Justin. He may have spun the tires a little bit. Off into turn 1. Cars are moving out of line. The 22 Fernandez on the 39 of Alex Stewart. Fernandez gets by for 8th. Cars moving out of line down the backstretch. Galloway for 2nd. Christian Parker in the 40 pushing him along with Hanley. Lord Delano trying to get underneath the 87, but the 22 is already down there and they're 3 wide further back. 10 to go this time by. Colton Yo leads. Galloway looks to the inside. Can't quite get there as Parker moves inside. Hanley and Fernandez have joined the pack now. They're battling hard. 10 laps of racing to go in the Georgia 300. Parker down inside the 2. TJ Hanley pushing. Down the back they look. Hanley looking 3 wide down the back. Fernandez and the 22 is there. Sandrovich, Jeff Bright, Luke Rainey on the inside lane. Along with the 99 Steve Morgan, he's coming up towards the front. TJ Hanley up front. Fernandez moves down to the bottom lane. Now 9 laps of racing to go in the Georgia 300. They're 3 wide for the race lead. Joe Sandrovich with a big move to the bottom lane. Jeff Bright is pusher. Luke Rainey pushing Bright. I count about 2 chasers in this pack, the 01 and the 23. There are possibly 2 drivers that are going to be advancing into the final 4. Jeff Bright takes the race lead away from the 20. Now Luke Rainey, 4 wide again, the back of the pack. That's Roland Cook, Colton Yo, just inside down, Christian Parker. Can they get it sorted out for turn 1? Zeidel down to the apron with an issue in the 6. If he can get back going, but he's slowed up the inside lane and has to split the pack in half. Luke Rainey leads with coming to 7 to go. Steve Morgan is 2nd, James DeCurligan 3rd, and Justin Heath up to 4th in the 23. 2 chasers working together in the bottom lane. Heath knows he just has to finish the race in this pack and he'll advance. James Kurgan knows he's already advanced, so he just wants another victory on a 1.5-mile track this season. He won last race at Texas, looking for his 2nd in a row. And down the backstretch, he has a run onto the 70 of Luke Rainey. Rainey going to try and protect. Galloway go for 4th. Front 3 get away, but DeCurligan is there, right onto the back of the 70. Stays in line for now as Justin Heath moves low. 6 to go at Atlanta. Getting intense here in Hampton, Georgia. Side by side for 2nd, Heath takes it over fellow championship competitor James DeCurligan. Now down the backstretch to the race. They have a lap car ahead already. 31 Jim Gambit is very slow, and they have Jonathan Buford ahead. Could this cause a crash and end the race early under the yellow flag? And which lane will go when they catch these drivers? Where are they going to catch them? Rainey has the advantage here being out front. He has a clear racetrack. They're going to catch him in turn 1. And it's going to be the outside, the inside. Every lane getting blocked. Rainey tries to go high. Can he get outside the 31? He cannot. Inside going to be the place to be. And down low, it's Parker, Jeff Bright, Fernandez. They get away. DeCurligan to 4th, Sandrovich 5th. And the inside lane going to be the place to be. And just needs backing up through the field. They have more lap cars ahead. They'll come to 4 to go. They have the 28 ahead. And then maybe some others. Then the 52. Then the 60. Then the 82. This is still anyone's race. Because these guys can get held up. And allow the guys that got held up, they can come back. Jose Fernandez for the race lead, but they're catching the lap car Buford. Outside lane for Jeff Bright and Christian Parker. Those guys get away 1-2. The rest of the field trying to play catch up now. 28 is blocking basically everywhere. They go to the outside for the race lead. Parker and Jeff Bright are side by side. Into the wall for Sandroach down to the 41. They save it. 3 laps to go. And it's a 2-car race at the front. Parker takes the race over Jeff Bright. Coming to see 2 laps to go. Bright way up against the wall. He'll fall back. Could this be Parker's day? There comes C2 to go. Jeff Bright's no help. Parker is catching lap traffic. Jeff going to try and get a run up into this 40 car. He has that run. He's there with the 40. It's a 2-car race and only 2 cars. They're still getting held up behind. Down the backstretch, Jeff Bright trying to get a win. He's hungry for a win. It would be his first of the season. Can he get by the 40 of Christian Parker? They'll come and see the white flag. They're in the apron behind. Can they get it sorted out? Will the yellow come out? White flag one more time around Atlanta. Parker leads Jeff Bright. Jeff needs to make a move sooner rather than later. Can he make the move? They come down the backstretch. He's over the back of the 40. Can he look inside? Down the back into turn 3. I don't think he has the run. I think this is going to be Parker's night. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Christian Parker leads Jeff Bright. Jeff can have one last shot for 4. It's not going to happen. Christian Parker will win the Georgia 300. Bright second. And the rest of the field scattering across come to the stripe as they were held up by lap cars. Oh, wrecking! John Gambit at the end, all by himself, has just crashed. What the heck happened there? All by himself. Oh, and Roland Emmerich. Oh, and the 66. And the 33. Multi-car crash at the end. They wrecked in 3 and 4 trying to get around lap cars, it looks like. Let's see. They caught these slower cars. Lord Delano, here comes Hanley into it. Oh, Delano pulled down in front of the 33 of Walker. They spun up into the outside wall hard. Emmerich nowhere to go. And John Gambit at the end is going to get into it. Yeah, Gambit got clipped there at the end. He spins up into the outside wall. Now officially finishes 18th. Wild ending. Christian Parker wins. Jeff Bright could not get by. He ends up second. And how this impacts the chase, let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Georgia 300 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. There are 3 caution flags for 8 laps and 13 lead changes among 13 different drivers. Christian Parker wins this race. He led the final 3 laps. Jeff Bright tried to run him down. He just couldn't get by him. He ends up second. James DeCurl getting a high finishing chase here. He ends up third. He has momentum hanging into Homestead now as these last 2 1.5 mile tracks, he won and finished third. Another 1.5 mile track coming up for the championship. He has to be the favorite going into that race. Justin Zaydell in 4th. Roland Cook in 5th. Then Steve Morgan in 6th, Alex Stewart 7th, Luke Rainey 8th, Joe San George 9th, and Patrick Smith rounds out the top 10. And there's your top 20 most laps led goes to Colton Yo. He ends up 17th, leading 7 laps. Jay Jefferson, your poles there. He ends up 16th after being involved in a crash. He got damaged, but still 16th. Not bad with that crash damage they had. And I look down 21st to 40th. Very close battle to get into that final round. 22 cars finish on the lead lap with 34 running at the end. Look down at the rest. At the right side of the screen are the point standings. The 4 drivers advancing to Homestead. James DeCurligan, Alexander Rowe, Justin Heath, and Jennifer Beeford off of a tie. Beeford and Sanders were tied, but because Jennifer Beeford, with the more chase points, advances, and also she's higher in the full season points anyway, so she would advance off of that even. So, once again, it happens again. Happened in the Truck Series, where we had a tie to get into the next round. And now here going to Homestead, we had a tie between Beeford and Sanders. Beeford gets the nod. So fighting for the championship, James DeCurligan. He's had momentum. Can he get it done? You have Alexander Rowe. He dominated this round. He's looking for his championship. Justin Heath. He's been around so long in these series. He's not been able to bring home a championship. Can Homestead be the time he does? And Jennifer Beeford has dominated this season with that points lead pretty much all season. Can she hold on and grab a championship? Points are wiped to 0 at Homestead. It's going to be whoever finishes higher takes home the championship. We'll find out who it is as we go to Homestead for the Chevy 300. I'll see you guys then.